Guys, we got a great episode for you. We're going to talk about Adolf Hitler wanting to invade New York City during World War II. A lot of people don't know that the Nazis made it all the way to Long Island, and it's a wild story, baby.
It's absolutely wild. We get into Operation Pastorius. Catch me in Poughkeepsie this weekend. Miami, Bakersfield, California, Toronto, Tulsa, Bozeman, Montana, Stamford, Connecticut.
Yeah, and then go get our merch at historyhyenassisback.com. We got brand new merch. It's going to come to you. We got a new store in 1 week, and you can go to christiecomedy.com. I'm in Toronto, Detroit, and Pittsburgh this weekend, and then Chicago Theater September 5th, Theater at Madison Square Garden September 11th, and Saudi Arabia September 27th. historyhyenassisback.com for all our stand-up dates. Enjoy the episode, babe. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of History Hyenas. We got a wild episode for you today about how the Nazis tried to bomb New York City in the 1940s. I'm Chris Distefano, a.k.a. Chrissy D, and with me, as always, Yannis Pappas, a.k.a. Yanni P, and I know just by looking at his hair, the kid's having a day.
I'm having a day.
I mean, look at that hair.
Is it not good? Is it not looking cool?
No, it looks good, cuz, but it looks like you were just driving here on the Long Island Expressway with your head out the window just to get a little air because the walls are closing in.
The walls are closing in. That's what life could do to you once in a while. And you know, what would be nice if I could just take a nice short trip to the Hamptons to just cool it out.
You look a little beat up.
Life could throw a couple curveballs at you, and it just keeps coming at you. You're going to get a break here and there, but just make no mistake about it. It's just a break because the beam, what is it? What did I call it? The devil's beam? The devil's... What did I call it?
What?
The devil's stick will knock you off the beam.
The devil's, you called it the devil, was it the devil's peen?
I think it was the devil's peen.
The devil's
will
peen
knock you off the beam.
Now go like this, just put your arm up like this. Cuz you got the tits, you got the hair, you look like the Statue of Liberty.
This is what life basically is.
Yeah.
It's a tightrope walk on the beam.
Yeah.
Except it's like the game Frogger, and the devil's peen is constantly swiping at you to get you off the beam.
Yeah, cuz.
And it will get you off. So the whole point is to just get back on.
Make absolutely no mistake. You have survived, but the devil's peen did hit you in the side of the head and knocked your hair straight up.
It knocked her straight up. And also, I was in Tampa for the weekend, and let me tell you something. If there's a place that wants to get you off the beam, it's Tampa.
Oh, yeah.
It's also a place never to take your daughters. If you are a guy, if you're a girl dad with daughters, you never take them to Tampa.
No.
Because nobody wears clothes down there.
Nope.
I mean, you got girls walking around that are like 14 years old that are wearing no clothes with like shorts, like where you can see the bottom of their ass. I mean, it's ridiculous. I was walking around, and it just looked like there was a bunch of girls who escaped Epstein's Island who just kind of swam up on shore.
It's one of those things where, of course, you know, if you're having trouble maintaining an erection or getting an erection, we encourage you to go to bluechew.com, put in that promo code Hyenas. But if that doesn't work for you, then you just walk into Ybor City, Tampa, and you will get bricked up.
You will get bricked up. A lot of people go straight to pharmaceuticals, but there's a lot of natural remedies that people can take, one of which, like, look, if you're in a bad mood, you're feeling depressed, go to Miami. Yeah, just give somebody $2,000 and go to Miami, you're going to feel real good. If you're having trouble getting it up, definitely take a Blue Chew if it's our promo code. Yeah. But if not, just go to Tampa. Like Chris said, you'll get bricked up. And if you're a spy, don't send them to the Hamptons.
Yes, what we're going to talk to you about today, we're going to get to that part, but did you know that the Nazis, Adolf Hitler, I almost said my man Adolf Hitler. So sorry that I thought that. I didn't mean, it was just vernacular. But young Adolf, he wanted to invade New York City, had grand plans to invade America. I did not realize, and we're going to teach you all about it today, I did not realize that Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party absolutely despised the United States. And they thought, and this is, I was watching a Hitler speech, and one of the things that he said.
You're doing that as your ASMR to get to sleep like you usually do?
Yeah. Well, I tell my
kids. Put the fucking Bluetooth in and you just listen to Adolf Hitler sleep.
Well, my family
sleeps
just
like a fucking baby.
My family just thinks this whole History of Hyenas podcast is just about the Nazis, because every single Sunday night I tell the kids I can't put them to bed because I have to go do research, and it's me just watching YouTube Hitler speeches in English. So my kids just don't. And then even Jasmine has been like, "Is every week you guys talking about the Nazis?" I said, "Yeah,
yeah."
So even if we got to prepare for Genghis Khan, I just throw in a little Hitler speech.
That's what you like to do.
So, but he hated Adolf Hitler in one of his speeches in 1941. So right in the beginning of the war, he hated FDR in America. And he said, and it made me laugh out loud, first of all, he said FDR, first of all, he thought FDR was a Jew, and he wasn't a Jew. But then he said FDR keeps the spirit of the eternal Jew alive.
Yeah.
He would call it the eternal Jew.
Yeah.
And he said the eternal Jew has infiltrated New York City. So I just thought it was funny that he called it the eternal Jew.
Yeah, he looked at America as like this morally corrupt, diverse, Jew capitalist kind of place. But, you know, he really couldn't help but be a little jealous and envious of our cities. He liked our big cities and stuff like that. And it just, you know, that's why he wanted to make Germania. He was planning on doing this massive city with these big buildings because he wanted to compete with the USA. Because at the end of the day, everyone is envious or admires the USA, because once you look at the Big Apple, once you get a look at the Empire State Building, once you get yourself a slice, once you go get yourself a little Italian food, once you go get yourself a Frankfurter and a Knish, you can't help but say, wow, this is the greatest city in the world. What am I doing? Why did I go to Austin, Texas?
Yeah, because I haven't had a Knish in so long. And unfortunately now, Knishes, which is one of, I think, the best Jewish foods, they don't have Knish stands in New York City anymore. So that's why, unfortunately, I've had to go outside synagogues and start biting Jews.
That's it. Yeah, that's
because I'm just looking for potatoes and mustard in a hot pot.
That's the problem when you go on the carnivore diet, but you also miss a Knish. That's what you got to do.
That's what you got to do. I'm kidding.
Assume you're on a new diet at this point. Are you trying the carnivore diet now?
Because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to get to some fun facts about why Adolf Hitler was obsessed with the United States. But before we do, I do just want to be honest with you, because you know I'm always going to be honest with you.
Yeah,
is I fell off the beam big this weekend. So what I did, I had what you call a little social anxiety.
Yeah.
It popped up on me, and I need to get on some medication. I need a little space. But I had some social anxiety. What happened is first of all, look at these sneakers. Cute, Kith.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes, Kithies.
Yeah.
Little soccer shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not for me, but okay.
Yes. So Kith, the great people at Kith, invited me, one of the great clothing companies in New York, invited me to go to their fashion show and to sit front row at a fashion show. So I said, yes. So I said, I'm going to go. And then what happened was it started to pour rain. And I just said, well, I don't want to get my new Kith shoes wet. I said, that's probably not going to look good. I don't even know what to do at a fashion show because it's usually just for girls or gay guys. And so I drive all the way down from my house, all the way down, took an hour of traffic to go to the Kith fashion show downtown at our store on Lafayette Street, Manhattan. And then it started to rain. And then the show was going to start in 15 minutes. And I got a bunch of social anxiety. And I said, I'm not going. I said, I'm not going to walk in there, even though it was so easy. I had a ticket. All you have to do is sit in a chair. I said, I'm not doing it. I also had 4 shows at the Comedy Cellar. I said, I'm not doing those. I also got invited to Tim Dillon's party in the Hamptons. I said, not doing that. And instead what I did is I went to a little place called Hamburger America, which is 2 blocks away from the event. And I got 3 cheeseburgers. And I said to myself, you're going to eat 1 and you're going to bring 2 home for your daughters.
Right.
So I said, I'm going to have these 3 cheeseburgers, and I put them in the passenger seat, and I said, you'll eat them all together as a family. And so then when I was driving down 6th Avenue, I said, there's I think it's called Morgenstern's ice cream. I saw the ice cream. I said, you know what my kids would love from there is ice cream sandwiches. So they have the honey vanilla ice cream sandwich, and they have a banana chocolate ice cream sandwich. So I said, I'm going to get 3. I'm going to get 1 for me and 2 for my daughters because Jasmine has made it clear that she doesn't want to eat unhealthy because we had a really bad weekend of eating pizza and pastas and we had people over. So I said, okay, let's just get 3. I'm going to have 1 because I'm going to have protein. I'm just going to eat the meat and then I'm not going to eat the ice cream. My daughters can split 1 1/2. And what happened was I was driving down 6th Avenue and started to rain again. And I got stuck in a little traffic and the anxiety started creeping up again. And I saw a girl walk across the street that I really wanted to pork. And I said, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, the anxiety now has to go somewhere, so it's going to go into my stomach.
Yeah.
And by the time we were on 6th Avenue and Bleecker Street, by the time I got to the West Side Highway, which was just 5 blocks away, but a couple of streetlights, I ate all 3 cheeseburgers and all 3 ice cream sandwiches. And I swear to God, that's a true story.
Yeah.
And I came back, and what I did is I kind of found myself in my own ways. I threw the garbage out. I threw the garbage out in a public garbage can. And I stayed in the city. I drove around some loops around in the city for another 45 minutes, just to kind of let the time go by to make it seem like I went to the Kith event and I went to all my comedy shows. And then I got home at the time that I normally would have gotten home. And my family was like, how was everything? It was great. I was in the front row, did my steps, ate some salmons, did my shows. And then they were like, oh, good. And then, because there was just a new me, about 5 minutes went by and I said, I have to be honest with you guys, I'm lying. I'm lying. I said, I didn't go to the show.
Did you hit the group chat after that?
I didn't show. No, I didn't. I didn't have to hit the group chat, but I got close.
Right.
And so I ate. So in this weekend, because I had those 3 ice cream sandwiches and 3 cheeseburgers yesterday. But then on Saturday, I had 4 to 5 slices of pizza, pasta, cannolis. I tried to eat a salad just to throw something in there. And then for breakfast, I had a bacon, egg, and cheese. I had 2 back-to-back donuts. And then I got a double chocolate chip muffin. And I toasted it with butter. So what I did is fall 100% off the beam.
Yeah.
Because the social anxiety just... Basically, I look like what you look like on the outside. I look like that on the inside.
Now, what caused the social anxiety?
It's one of those things that came out of nowhere, okay? They just came out of nowhere, like the Japanese. They came right out of nowhere, and I couldn't really stop it.
Probably just didn't. Why don't you just take Debo with you? That's when you ever have social anxiety, just bring one of your neighborhood friends with you, and
I should have.
Does it? Yeah,
I should have done it because but I will say you have to think about bottom lines and what's good, what's bad. It was just food.
Yeah,
it was just food. Didn't turn to alcohol or drugs or anything else. It was just food, and then I worked out really hard last night. When I got home, I tried to work it off, and then this morning I brought a homemade yogurt that I made with protein, and I got an avocado toast with nice low saturated fat, no cholesterol. So you just got to recalibrate yourself. My point is I got hit with the devil's peen too.
Yeah,
Tampa came to New York. And it hit, and I got hit in the head hard with the peen.
Yeah, he swiped you right off. The devil's peen will knock you off the beam. The problem is you're a German. You only have like 10% Italian in you.
Yes.
So the rest of it's German. I think there was like a little Irish in there too.
And there's some Jew.
And you got Jew in there?
I told you, with the Ancestry.com, there's like 5% Jew in there.
Yeah.
So I think that part comes out, and I get a little anxiety.
That's got to be from that. But I think mostly German. You guys don't know what to do with yourselves if you're not killing people.
Right.
So if you're not murdering, because these are Viking genes, right?
Right.
These are genes. Look at his head. That did not happen. He's not built that way genetically because they were thinkers.
No.
They don't come from thinkers. You come from you were climbing up on shores and killing priests,
yes,
taking women and throwing them over your shoulder and doing things. And so you just feel like if you're not doing that, you feel like, what is my purpose?
Well, one of the things that I eat the most is I do salmon, I do berries, and I do yogurts. And that I just read the thing in the newspaper the other day. That's called the Nordic diet. They believe that's what the Vikings used to eat: is salmons, yogurts, and berries.
Yeah.
So that's what I naturally eat because I have Viking DNA. It's what I like. I like salmon.
Yeah, you have Viking DNA. There's no question about it. You're a Germanic kid.
Yeah.
And their Germanic kids were big and they were strong and they like to kill.
They like to kill.
It's their hobby. Some people like to play chess. Germanic people like to kill.
They like to kill. And I've been living in my new home for 14 days now. And I'm trying to look for positives everywhere. I don't think in absolutes anymore. I had a bad eating weekend. I can't get around that. But the positive is for the first time in 14 days, I did finally muster up the courage and I went into my basement. I walked to my basement. I went down there because Jazz told me I had to go get the cardboard boxes because we put out the cardboard Sunday nights.
Right.
And I said, yeah, but it's in the basement.
Wow.
And there's no lights on. She said, and she looked at me. She said, Chris, your daughters are listening to you. go in the fucking basement. And then she said it like that through her teeth. And I did it. And I went and I ran. I sprinted. And I asked my older daughter, Delilah, to watch me at the stairs just in case I fell. And she was like, I'm right here, Daddy. And then I ran out and I ran into the basement. And the basement's kind of cute. So
you've been missing out. You see, you were scared of nothing.
It was nothing. So now, I almost went down there again this morning because Jasmine asked me to open up the basement door for the workers, and I said I couldn't do it. I almost went down
because your hair wants Christmas bad.
Yeah,
your hair's because you got your little curl hanging down, and it wants an ornament on it. You see the Christopher Reeves curl hanging down?
Well, I'm actually thinking I'm going to cut my hair. I'm going to do a 4 all around and just cut it down.
Are you going back Brooklyn style?
I want to go back Brooklyn style because I'm getting a little tired of doing it.
Yeah, you're tired of looking like Soho white. You want to go back to borough trash white.
And I see that cut's coming back in now, like not a shaved head, but like some, you know what I mean? Like how Jesse, like, you know what I mean? Like
you used to have the shaved part in there.
Right.
Yeah, are you going back to that?
Well, I want to cut it down. Like I want to just like cut it where it's like I don't have to put any product. I can just wake up and go.
You'll be able to fit in a hat.
Yeah.
You could fit in an extra large hat.
You think you'll ever cut down your hair?
No, I can never. I'll look like a bird.
Right.
I'll look like a bird.
Yeah.
I can't. I look like a mouse when I do this.
Because, by the way, real quick, if you go to historyhyenasisback.com, all this merch, we got brand new merch. We changed stores. You order a shirt now, you're going to get it in a week. Okay, no more Teespring. We got a great merch company. Look at all this. We got it here. Brand new merch. Some of the old designs updated. Nice cotton shirts. We got new designs coming, but historyhyenasisback.com. Go get yourself some new merch. You'll get it in a week, puppy.
Yeah, we also got historyhyenaspod.com, so whichever one you want to type. We got new designs coming. We got Leaky Roof shirts. We got 4 Rome shirts. We got a new coffee mug up there, which is flying off the shelves. It's a coffee Leroy cup.
Yeah.
But the merch comes right to you. No more waiting. Go get your merch right here. Patreon.com/historyhyenas for our bonus episodes.
Oh, that's
some of our best are up there. Go join the matriarchy. Go see all the photoshops.
The Patreon episode today is a wild one. So go over there. Now, cuz, do you know... Here's something I learned in our Hitler wanting to bomb New York City. Do you know in World War I, we all know Hitler fought in World War I, right? He was just a soldier, and then you know the United States entered World War I and was fighting directly in Germany, and there was a battle where Germany, Nazis, well, not the Nazis at the time, the German army was retreating, and Hitler was one of them, and the United States was chasing them, and Hitler, as he was retreating away, noticed 2 American soldiers that had their helmets off with blonde hair and blue eyes. And he said, when he writes in his book, he said, that was the moment I realized those are the Übermensch. Blonde hair, blue eyes. And he believed that the biggest gene pool of Übermensch were in the United States because he believed all the elite people of Europe, because we were a nation of immigrants in the United States, came to the United States. So if you made it to the USA, you had in your DNA that eliteness to you, where if you stayed back in Europe, you may not be elite. But he believed everybody in the United States was elite. And the fact that he was not a kid with blonde hair and blue eyes, but was obsessed with the Übermensch having blonde hair and blue eyes meant one thing and one thing only. He was a gay kid. There's no way the kid wasn't gay if he saw those guys and said, yes.
Well, I mean, he was definitely an interesting kid when it comes to his sexuality. There's a lot of theories, right? He was a guy obsessed with control. And what I think about that is guys who are usually obsessed with control, they like to get their nuts kicked around a bit.
What it is.
And he had an affair with some German chick in the 30s, who I think might have been an actress or something, who said that the kid definitely liked to get peed on. He wanted me to defecate on his chest, and he liked to get kicked around a bit, and that's what turned him on. So that's one account. Now, whether you believe her or not, he was a kid who maybe just liked to get his nuts stepped on.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and usually that's the case with people who are obsessed with control. They want to balance themselves out by being in no control.
But don't you think if I said to you, the perfect man for me are the guys that I want a whole country of these men are 6'2" black men with dreadlocks, wouldn't you say, well, Chris is he's a gay man and he likes black guys with dreadlocks?
I would.
That's what Hitler did. Hitler doesn't look like that at all. He said, I really want 6'2" blondie, blue-eyed hotties.
I would.
So that's just a gay man.
I would, yeah. I think that might have been a big part of his sexuality.
Right?
Also, there's this rumor that he lived with his niece for a while, right? And then his niece ended up killing herself. So there's speculation that maybe he was doing something with his little niece.
Hold on.
That's okay. What's going on? Take it.
But I can't do it on speaker.
We'll take a pause.
Hello?
The one thing we do know about Hitler is that he liked them young.
Most leaders do.
Yeah, they like him young. I mean, when he met Eva Braun, he was 40 and she was 17. And then there's a story about his niece. And then, of course, you got the chick that I referred to. I said it was the 30s, but it's actually the 20s. Her name was Mimi Reiter. And she met Hitler in 26 when she was 16 and he was 37, I believe, right? Or something like that. And she said that he had some abnormal sexual requests, including shitting on him.
Yeah, which we call corporal-philic tendencies.
Which we call that a Jim. Give me the Jim Norton with cheese.
Yeah, so corporal-philic tendencies is I want to see somebody put that in their dating profile, say that they have corporal-philic tendencies, and screenshot it and send it to us.
Yeah, and then there was Gili Rabal, who was his niece, who possibly was a sexual relationship. It's not proven. And they say that he subjected her possibly to degrading sexual acts. She killed herself at 23, which fueled the speculation. And of course, Eva Braun, who I said was 17 when he was 40 or something like that. And they met. And of course, she was devoted to him and killed herself with him. So he definitely liked him young. But yeah, there's also rumors. Historians think the rumors started because they were his enemies that said he was gay. But you make a good point. If you're obsessed with dudes who look great and are buff and nice and, they look like the dude from True Blood who was the blonde.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what he liked, That's what he liked. Yeah, he would have looked at you and he would have went pewing for you.
Pewing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that just made me feel like the kid was a little gay.
Because he looked like a Jew.
He did.
He looked Jewish.
He did, and he probably actually was.
Yeah.
That's what some historians even say, that they could find Jewish ancestry in his DNA, too. Now, the kid wants to bomb New York City, okay? So they have this plan. You couldn't just fly a plane across the Atlantic Ocshhh back then. You could, but not like a warplane, right? You had to refuel it somewhere. Like America, we could get things to Germany because we could just fly to England and then regroup and whatever. But how are these German planes going to fly from Berlin, bomb New York, and then get back? Not going to happen. So they came up with all these ideas, and they brought in von Braun, who winds up, making the V2 rocket, and who winds up heading NASA. The kid, the scientist von Braun, he thinks he has an idea. Then another scientist thinks they have an idea. The bottom line is they never were able to get a way to somehow get these planes over there to drop bombs. And actually, what a coinky-dink, one of the military plans that they found later on had one of the dates for the possible bombing of New York City was September 11th.
That was our first 9/11.
First 9/11, September 11th, 1941 or 1942. Young Adolf wanted to bomb New York City. Now they started to think outside the box. They said, what about a seaplane? What if we can just have a seaplane come over there and it'll bomb and then can land in the ocean and it'll get picked up by submarine. You could transfer.
Now by seaplane, is it the same thing as
yeah.
Were they Greeks?
Yes. That's what. Yeah, and that the seaplane could only land in Athens. Yeah. So
14.
So they wanted to. This. It was called the America Bomber Project, and the Luftwaffe, which is their air force. Yeah. By the way, Luftwaffe is a nice name. I want to get merch that says Luftwaffe.
Yeah, it is a nice name.
It's not nice. It's a fun name.
Yeah.
They wanted to build this bomber with enough range to cross the Atlantic, strike New York or D.C., and return to Europe. The designs included the modified Junkers Jew 390, so they called it the Junkers Jew, which is like their bunker buster. They just called it the Junker Jew.
And that's the real name of it.
That's the real name. Yeah. The Messerschmitt 264, but none of these planes became operational due to resource shortages and Allied air superiority. So that's the thing. That's the thing with war. It's all right. Because you know me, I love a hard cock.
Who doesn't?
That's what you want to see. You want to see videos of it. As I've said, the people that send us their penises that have rock hard erect penises from Blue Chew versus the ones that don't, me and Yanni could sniff it out.
Right.
We know who's got a Blue Chew piece and who's got a non-Blue Chew piece, and we prefer a Blue Chew piece.
Yeah, we run intelligence on that. We know if you have a rock hard piece that wasn't made in America.
Yeah.
Blue Chew was made in America.
Tablets made in the USA. We know that you got freedom boners, red, white, and blue cocks. You know when you lay it down, they're talking about how it gets up. We want you to have that third legacy. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Sometimes I just take them when I'm not, I just like to pop them. Sometimes I do it when I'm working out.
Yeah, listen, if you play basketball, you know what I mean? You got to stay half chubbed.
Right.
Pop a Blue Chew just so you're impressive in the locker room.
It's just, dude, there's many, many reasons why people take a chew.
Yeah. So what you can do right now is...
We got a special deal for them.
Yeah, we do. As always, get your first month of Blue Chew free. Just use the promo code Hyenas at checkout and pay $5 for shipping. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. And thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring the History Hyenas as always.
Cuz I got a new product for you.
Yeah?
Hungry Root.
Tell me all about it.
Babe, because you said you don't like going grocery shopping. You said it gets boring, it gets annoying. You start to eat everything in the supermarket. Sometimes you get arrested because you're just eating all the fruit, and you can't do that.
Yeah, and also I make a lot of bad choices, and I need somebody to help me make better choices.
Better choices. So Hungry Root is like having your own personal shopper. They take care of the weekly grocery shopping, recommending healthy groceries tailored to your tastes, nutritional preferences, and health goals. They make it easy to eat high-quality, nutritious food and achieve any diet or health goals from anti-inflammatory to gut-friendly, gluten-free or dairy-free, and high protein.
That is nice.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm always thinking about my cholesterol. No high fructose. No high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, or preservatives in any of Hungry Root's food. So they're watching out for you, hon.
Yeah, so they just let them do it. Let them come up with your grocery alternatives for the things you want. They'll give you something that's cute and good, but it'll be a little healthier.
Yeah, and even, in my family, Jazz is always tired of being like, I got to figure out these kids' snacks. What the hell do they want? Hungry Root's kids' snack section offers a variety of snacks that you can throw in the lunchboxes or backpacks when they're heading out the door. So it's easy. You're going to love Hungry Root as much as I do. Take advantage of this exclusive offer. For a limited time, get 40% off your first box, plus get a free item in every box for life. I don't know how these companies make money when they're just giving you free food for life. Go to hungryroot.com/hyenas and use code hyenas. That's hungryroot.com/HYENAS, code hyenas to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/hyenas, code hyenas. Look, so the kids just could not figure it out with the air or rockets. So then they said, what about submarines? And they got these U-boats. And cuz, did you know that a German Nazi U-boat got off to the coast of Long Island?
Oh, yeah. They a lot of times they would get their U-boats like right only, they could see the city lights. They'd go right up on New York a lot. New York, and the kids, you're far away from headquarters.
Right.
Once you see those city lights and you start hearing, if you could make it here, you could make it anywhere.
Yeah.
Kids just started having a change of heart. That's the problem. That's what Hitler didn't understand, because Hitler had never himself been to the USA. He'd never been to New York City. If the kid took one trip to New York City, it could have maybe stopped this whole thing.
Yeah.
The problem was all he was doing was building it off photos and propaganda. He never actually set 2 feet in the boroughs.
No.
He never went on a cyclone.
No.
If the kid went to Coney Island and got himself at Nathan's Frankfurter, it might have all changed, because he would have been an emigrant. He would have put his feet swiftly and sternly in Ridgewood and got himself a fucking Joe and John's.
Oh my God, slice? Or what if he would have just had a bagel? He would have said, you know what? The Jewish kids know how to make bagels instead of oil the bagels.
Yeah, it's exactly right.
He would have just said, an everything bag with a little schmear. These people are not that bad.
You don't understand. You don't understand. A lot of times it's because people they can't make it in New York, or they've never been to New York.
Yeah.
So then they just turn sour.
That's what it is. And now here's the issue, is that...
Plus, he could have went to all the gay clubs he wanted in the village and got his fucking nuts stomped on. And he got it out. And nobody would have judged him.
You know how many blonde-haired, blue-eyed hotties we have in New York?
Yeah, you know how many fucking trannies there were in the village that would have stuffed his mouth full of fucking...
They would have loved it. And so the kid just never came. He never really got outside Germany. So, but these U-boats, that Nazis actually landed. They did land in Ammangasset, right by the Hamptons. They got onto the beach.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 or 5 of these guys got onto the beach. They actually got stopped.
It was actually 8, but 4 in New York.
Or in New York.
Yeah.
8.
4 more in Florida.
Oh, I didn't realize they went down to Florida.
Which is ironic because they were Germans and they basically did the fucking snowbird invasion.
Yeah.
They went to New York and they went to Florida. They took the same route as fucking elderly Jews.
Well, I was going to say they knew. They said, where are the points of entry for the Jews in New York? It's New York or Florida. That's right. Where they're coming in and out of.
Yeah.
So what I don't love is that there was a U.S. Coast Guard member that caught the Nazis coming onto the beach, and all he did, they bribed him with $260.
Well, it was actually 3, and they shortchanged him at $260.
And the kid took $260. Why was that kid not given the death penalty for letting these Nazis in?
Because
$260.
The kid did it strategically, right? Well, we don't know that. That's what he says. But yeah, what Chris is referring to, the only problem is that this operation didn't have any legs.
Right.
It didn't work, and it didn't have legs, pun intended. You want to know why?
Tell me.
It was called Operation Pastorius.
Yeah.
So it lacked legs
Yeah.
to complete.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they wanted to be successful, they needed legs. They just didn't have legs, so it's called Operation Pastorius. And
who absolutely killed his girlfriend.
He absolutely killed his girlfriend.
He said she was an intruder, but the kid killed his girlfriend.
Yeah, I think he just,
He killed his girlfriend and then he put his legs on and ran away.
That's what he did. So Operation Pastorius was this German plan to get some saboteurs up onto land and have them blow shit up, attack Jewish businesses, just to sow some panic and create and kill some infrastructure.
Terrorism. It was German terrorism.
German terrorism.
Yeah.
So they and these U-boats were like sometimes a couple miles off the coast, and they'd pop their little head up and take a look at, like I said, the skyline, and they were very close. So, and the United States knew about it, so they would like dim their lights and stuff like that because they knew that these submarines were out there. But so what they did late at night in June, that was the problem. Like we said, they show up on the shores of Amagansett in Florida.
Amagansett, which if Amagansett is the Hamptons, it's the beginning of the Hamptons in New York City. If you're not familiar,
yeah, it's where the Hamptons are. And they came up there and they landed in the middle of the night, and there was a Coast Guard guy who saw them and pulled them over, and they tried to lie or whatever, and then they just tried to bribe him. They said, "We'll give you $300, right?" And they ended up shortchanging him with $260. And he went back to his Coast Guard headquarters and told. You say, hey, we got some German spies that are coming, because he probably felt outnumbered. He probably did it because he was like, all right, I don't want to get killed here.
Right.
There was 4 of them. I don't know why he did it. Maybe the kid was just going to take the bribe and just had a change of heart. I don't know.
I don't know. Or he got. Or maybe he thought, you know what, these guys, I asked for $300, they gave me $260. They could suck my ass.
They could suck my.
I'm mad.
Well, which is ironic because these were German kids, and what they did was they.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what it is.
$40.
$40. So it's interesting how we all are the same.
Yeah, we all are kind of the same.
The enemy that you hate is within you.
Yeah, you're there to destroy Jewish businesses, but right there you fucking acted like one.
Yeah, just running a Jewish business, which is great. They're the best business people, and it's what it is. But it's interesting that they let these guys in, and now the FBI gets alerted with the head honcho, J. Edgar Hoover, is running around in his pantyhose looking for these Nazis. This is true, looking for the Nazis in his hose.
Which is one of my favorite things in history, to just picture J. Edgar Hoover pacing in his penthouse or wherever he's staying at a hotel. He's just pacing in his pumps and his fishnet, and he's just seething about Martin Luther King. It's just one of the funniest visuals you can have. That's just on the phone going like, we got to do something about this guy. He's a revolutionary, and he's just in 6-inch stilettos.
Well, he's in 6-inch stilettos with fishnets on here looking for German Nazis. Yeah. So that's just funny to think about, but that is the truth.
That is the truth.
Is they couldn't find them, and what happens is the leader, one of the saboteurs, George Dash was his name. He just decided they would have actually not been found because they this is before cameras and all that. They were infiltrated into New York society. John Dash, though, just decided to betray the mission, and he contacted the FBI himself and revealed the plot in exchange for leniency.
Well, you're leaving out a bunch of details.
Okay.
Me. So there was 4 in Long Island, 4 in Florida. So Dash, Berger, and 2 others, right? They knew that they had been made, right, because of this Coast Guard guy. But then the parts that you left out is they swam up on the shore of Long Island, right? And if you've never been to Long Island in the summer, It is gorgeous.
Oh, God.
Gorgeous. I mean, the only negative there is ticks.
Yeah.
That's the only problem is you got to worry about ticks. So then the sun came up and they're sitting there on the beach and they stayed for a little while and they sunbathed a little bit. And then they walked into town.
Yeah.
And they were like, wow, this is fucking cute. They went and they got themselves a smoothie.
Yeah.
And
they went to Tim Dillon's pool party.
If
they said, whoa.
Yeah, they went, whoa. And then they went to the white party, and they fucking had an orgy with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
And, and then they made, dude, if you made a montage.
Still want news and innocent people when you're just covered in baby oil sucking Diddy's cock.
Because you don't want to send your spies to fucking the Hamptons.
No, that was the wrong spot.
They're going to have a change of heart immediately because it's the cutest spot in summer.
It really is.
It is. It was just too cute. So what they did is they hopped on a train and Burger and Dash went to New York City.
Right.
That's the place they'd never seen you been, and they were probably just sticking around going, wow, look at this. They probably walked through the village, they're like, wow. They probably got a slice.
It's okay to be gay here?
Yeah, wow, look at, oh my God, they're holding hands, the guys. Wow, oh my God, an Italian ice. They had all this money.
This is Max and Steuben.
They were Max and Steubens, because if we made a video. Yeah, it was Max and Steubens, and if you made a video montage of them, they'd be like fucking doing the same thing we do with smoothies.
Yeah.
They'd go get a slice. They had a cute fucking day. They went sightseeing.
Yeah.
They looked at the Empire State Building and said, like, look.
Yeah.
We can, like, if we drop dime and tell them, they'll treat us like heroes. And then we'll stay. They'll give us a parade. Yeah. And then we can be free here.
Yeah.
Because imagine going from Heidelberg to NYC.
Yeah.
Talk about an upgrade.
They would love it. They have this thing called mimosa.
And then they went to like a 5-star hotel.
Oh, yeah.
They had all that loot. So they probably stayed at the fucking, I don't know, the Four Seasons or something.
Yeah.
And they were getting room service.
Yeah.
And they were like, fuck this.
Yeah.
We're staying.
Yeah.
So they went and they dropped dime and he went and he just spilled the beans. Dash went and him and Burger had an agreement like, let's just give this whole shit up. They had a change of heart.
And they gave up the other 4. They said, who cares about them? It's for me and you.
To execute some, but we're going to fucking party.
Yes.
And so, but it didn't work out that way.
Unfortunately,
it didn't work out. So they dropped dime and J. Edgar Hoover took all the credit.
Yeah, which is just a scumbag thing to do.
But also, I think there's a nice little cute memorial for the Coast Guard kid that in Amagansett.
Really?
Yeah, there's a little memorial that says like this kid did this.
Where the spot where they found him.
Yeah, where he spotted them. Where he spotted them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
should just go throw 300 bones on it right now.
Yeah, we should throw 300 bones on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, or 260.
Yeah.
Or no, give him $40 because the kid asked for 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, which it was a light bribe.
It was a light bribe, but you got to because at first I got angry thinking about this kid doing that, but then I was like, if I was outnumbered by 3 or 4 Germans, either I'm gonna just get the money or I'm getting on the knees and trying to suck cock for freedom like Paul Revere, because that's what Paul Revere did too. He got caught by the British soldiers and then they just let him go. So the only way you could get through that is if you suck it.
Yeah,
yeah.
So 6 of these 8 guys ended up getting the fucking chair.
Yeah,
yeah, they got the chair.
Which that's if you're getting capital punishment, you don't want to get the chair.
No, and those other 4 guys came up on Florida. I don't know where exactly in Florida, but they also
get the chair?
I mean, they got the chair, but those guys also probably had a change of heart as soon as they showed up in Florida. You should have sent them like, I don't know, show up in Oregon coast or maybe Maine
or Delaware or something. Go to Delaware.
Go to Delaware.
Because most of the 13 colonies are absolutely cute except Delaware.
Yeah, or I don't know. You can't put them in Charleston because that would be too cute.
I mean, Delaware is cute too. They have cute beaches there, but I mean, most of Delaware is just no thank you.
Yeah, just I don't know, the shores of Georgia,
maybe the shores of Newark.
Yeah,
they could have popped out in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Oh yeah, because it's really hard to keep thinking that you're the superior people in the superior race if you show up in NYC.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just like you would if you show up in NYC or Florida, it's tough. But I mean, you're getting pulled out of like the Jersey waters by like Fireman Ed, the Jets fan. You might be like, you know what? I want to kill you all.
Yes. Yeah. You would have stuck to your mission if that happened. But unfortunately, 6 of them got the chair. And then Burger and Dash, unfortunately, they just got life in prison.
Oh, they didn't get sent back to Germany?
No, first they got life in prison, but then, and Dash was upset. He was like, what the fuck? He was like the guy at the end of Inglourious Bastards who was like, I'm giving myself up. And then they just carved a swastika. It didn't go the way he thought it was going to go.
It's just what it is, yeah.
But eventually I think Truman let him go and he was able to go back to Germany. But he wasn't really welcomed as a hero there.
They didn't kill him in Germany?
No, they didn't. He lived out his life in obscurity. He wrote some book that nobody read and nobody cared about him and he was a nobody.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it didn't really work out. They didn't get to enjoy nothing.
Yeah, and now look, this was obviously a major embarrassment for Germany because the United States used it as propaganda. They said, we caught them, we did this, look at this, how awful this is, and it set a major legal precedent where it upheld the use of military tribunals for unlawful enemy combat. So that meant that, we basically said, you trying to spy on our country, you're going to get killed. And that still holds up to this day.
That's right.
You get caught spying in the United States, you could get murked.
You could.
Possible.
Yeah. Unless, Russia takes you in their embassy or whatever. Right?
Yeah, or unless you're from Israel, and then you could do whatever you want. Be a pedophile, it doesn't matter. You just get extradited back to Israel, and then you just go have fun in Tel Aviv.
Yeah, I mean, that's just all you got to do is look. If you are trying to message a 14-year-old girl and solicit,
this is a real story. That's
what you want to do when the people come up is you want to go, hello, I'm from Israel, and they go, all right, you know what? We're just going to send you back, and you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Because that's just what happened. Yeah. And the Trump administration made it happen. So I just want to know what they have on that guy.
Yeah, it's just what it is.
They got something on that guy.
Now, because also through our research, one thing I learned is that I always knew about Japanese internment camps. I always knew that Japan was the enemy during World War II, so they kind of had to round up the Japanese, and because they didn't want any sabotage or spies. But did you know they also did it to Germans?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
This is something a lot of people don't know. Like about 120,000 Japanese were put into camps.
Right.
And about 11,000 Germans.
Yeah.
A lot of nationals, a lot of German nationals, but also citizens and whole families were put into camps.
Now, it wasn't so bad.
In Texas, too. It's Crystal City's Texas.
Texas, New Mexico, stuff that we would not like.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't even have the fucking mothership.
Do you think that
could do anything?
Do you think that's why I don't like because I don't really like the southwestern landscape? Do you think that's probably why? Do you think my ancestors were put in one of these German camps and it's a memory that's getting passed down for me? Do you think my grandmother was put in one of those camps?
It's very possible.
Because I really dislike the southwestern United States landscape.
Well, I think more likely is that your grandmother supported the Nazis, so she was a prime target for the FBI to go into that camp.
It's just what it is.
So I think that's probably why.
I think if I would have been one of the 11,000 had I been a young man in the 40s, I think they would have just looked at me and said, he's going in.
Well, they would have looked at your little box of, memorabilia, and they would have seen a ticket to the garden.
Yeah. For the Nazi rally, yeah.
And they would have just thrown you in there. Make no mistake, there was about thousands of kids in there that looked just like you doing this.
Doing that
at the garden.
The fact you put
and that's why you wanted to do the garden is you wanted to get back into glory.
That's the real truth is I am doing the theater at Madison Square Garden September 11th, just a couple of weeks away. And I really want to do the big one, the arena, because I was just for a goof. I was just going to have that big picture of George Washington that the Nazis had during their rally. I was just going to have that as my backdrop. And if you know, you know. And unfortunately, the plans got spoiled. I didn't sell enough tickets, so we moved it to the basement.
But it's not your fault. It's just Nazis aren't that popular yet. But if Candace Owens and Jake Shields could say anything about it, you're on your way back.
Yeah, we're on our way back in. And I just think that, the government would have seen that I had a ticket to the garden. And also they would have said, we only have one or two people who are spending thousands of dollars a month on Lindsay tarts, and he's one of them. So that we got to just get that kid out of here, and he can have all the Lindsay he wants, but he's got to have him behind this gate where we know what he's doing.
Yeah, and here's the thing about the 11,000. The 120,000 Japanese got a formal apology, and they got reparations, I think in 1988. They all got reparations.
What were the reparations? Did they all just get $100 gift cards to hibachi restaurants? They just gave them a bunch of money for Ari Rangs.
Ladder 14.
Yeah, they got a free companion certificate to Benihana's.
It's what it is.
They actually only got 20 grand.
Total? Per person?
Per family or person, they got 20 grand. I think it was 20 grand each dude.
Wow.
Can't do much with 20 grand.
Not enough.
Yeah, but the Germans got nada. Germans got nada. And there was this push to recognize what they did. I mean,
I might bring it back.
What, for the Germans?
The push to bring back what we did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back then,
the positives.
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand, back then, it was a little different back then.
Right.
America sprang into action.
Right.
Nowadays, I don't think they'd be able to do this. If something happens with China, we wouldn't. First of all, the Chinese are trickier because they live underground and can go invisible, so that's tough to round them up.
Yeah, you can't really get
Yeah, I mean, if you could turn into a mosquito, or if we get into a fight with Israel, it's tough to find them if they're in your shoes.
That's what I think. And actually, this was a real thing that was said. I had a nice little pool party where I invited some of my neighbors from that I used to live next to in Bay Ridge, and there was a nice conversation that we were having in the pool while the kids are having a good time swimming around, and a lantern bug, which we've been told by the news to kill. That's an insect that you have to kill.
But they're so colorful, though.
They're colorful and beautiful, and one of them landed and got killed. And the guy's daughter was like, "Daddy, why'd you kill that one?" He was like, "That's one of them lantern bugs I told you about." And then she was like, "Oh, we have to kill those, right?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then he turns to me with a beach ball and he says, I really think they got, those are from the Chinese. He goes, I swear to God, he thinks that, he was like, I think the government's telling us to kill those because I think China let them loose in our country, and either they got listening devices in them or there's just something from China that's going to kill our plants, and it's some type of sabotage. And he really believed that those lantern bugs are from the Chinese, and he may actually be right. He may actually even take a step further and say, not only are they from the Chinese, but those are actual Chinese. And that they've morphed.
He's not far off because I think they do originate from Asia, right? Can you look that up? I think they are Asian and they're a big pest.
Because the government, and the reason why I think we're being told to kill those is because that is some type of foreign invasion. That didn't just naturally come out of nowhere.
No, if you don't think those are some type of Asian spying devices, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, I mean, look at that, the spotted lanternfly.
Yeah, they're actually cute when they spread their, yeah, they look like
I don't like
little
killing them.
watermelons.
I don't want to kill them.
But they are from Asia and they're a significant pest. So, I mean, you tell me.
Right.
I mean, they're the fentanyl of insects.
Yeah.
I mean, is it just a coincidence that we got all this fentanyl? Now they're trying lantern flies. They tried COVID. I mean, they're going to try everything.
They're going to try it.
They tried the MSG for a while. Remember, it was the MSG in the food to kill us. They're a little creative.
They're trying to get a little creative, but I do think that the Chinese now, and it's not like the Nazis though. The Nazis, I mean, dude, if they would have gotten into New York, I take it very personal because the conflict within my family would have been tough. Yeah. If the Nazis got here now, and now what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? It's like when the United States plays Germany in soccer.
Well,
it's tough.
Most German immigrants, and there was a lot, millions and millions and millions in the United States.
Yeah, my family were a few of them.
Yeah, most of them sided with the U.S. Most of them fought in the guys fought in the army. They were against Germany or whatever. But yeah, there was I think it was about 25,000 like Nazis. There was a group, they were called the Bund or Bomb, or who are the guys who sold out the Nazis? They were pretty much.
They were anti-Nazis.
No, they were Nazis.
Oh.
But there was only like 25,000 of them. Enough to sell out the garden. Which just shows you just need a following.
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Well, you know what? Yeah, the America First movement during World War II refers to a powerful isolationist sentiment in the U.S. that opposed American involvement in the war before the attack on Pearl Harbor. Because why would you want to? You got to think about it. Put yourself in today's world, like the war happening in Ukraine. Like if yeah, it's just what it is.
It's just what they do. So the group was called the Bund Group.
Yeah.
German-American Bunds. And they're the ones that sold out the garden.
Yep.
And
they did what I couldn't.
They did what you couldn't. It was but it's never too late to bring it back.
I just got to bring it back. And here's the truth is that we would have never, you got to think about the United States. Why would they want to get involved in a war that was happening over there? Like I said, it'd be like, put yourself in present day, even though it's horrible what's happening in Ukraine. You're sitting in, Ohio. You're like, I don't want to go to war for that. I don't want to. So that's what World War II was. We didn't really get involved until Pearl Harbor made us get involved. And we also didn't declare war on Germany. They declared war on us.
Yeah.
So we did not pick a fight with Hitler. He picked a fight with us.
And the Japanese, the same thing. They bombed us.
They bombed us.
Yeah, they bombed us.
Which we've done episodes on before. We could, look back. Our episode,
which was a big mistake.
Big mistake.
Big mistake.
Listen back to one of our old episodes about Pearl Harbor, about why the United States attacked us, and they just made a big mistake.
It was a big mistake.
Big mistake. A bento box. So yeah, it's what it is.
Yeah. So their effort to try to infiltrate the United States didn't work, and we told you what your history teacher won't tell you. It's because they picked the wrong spot to drop their saboteurs.
Yes.
And you're not gonna destroy New York City if you take one peek at that skyline. You're going to get inspired.
Yeah.
You're going to throw on Alicia Keys, and you're going to say, you know what? I'm ditching this place, and I'm going to try to make it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these German kids were just frustrated singers and actors and gay kids.
Right.
And this is the place to be if you're creative.
To be. I mean, if any of these Nazis would have just sat down and watched Gypsy with Tim Dillon, they would have turned their minds around like we did. Okay.
Do you think the two guys, what were their names again? Do you think they went and caught a Broadway play before they hit that hotel to have that meeting?
100%.
They might have.
Berger and Dash.
Yeah, they might have just had a day.
Just went in to see
They might have just had a day.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they just came up with that opinion that they were going to drop dime on the whole operation without having a fucking New York City
Do you think that there's video of them just skipping down the street?
I think if you made a montage of it, it would look like Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah.
They probably hit Ellis Island.
Yes.
They probably got an Italian ice.
Yeah.
They probably skipped around Soho a little bit.
They loved it. Yeah.
They probably went and walked over the Brooklyn Bridge, which we've done.
Yeah, which we've done. They probably just look like a day in the life of the History Hyenas taking a stroll.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to want to hurt New York after you spend a nice, cute day.
Yeah, I mean, Hitler had to go.
Yeah.
The guy just had to go, and he wound up in Argentina living out his days. Supposedly, allegedly. That's what they say, because make absolutely no mistake, it always goes back to the Latinos.
Yes.
And we have one
Ways on
behind the
Shein.
camera. Jasmine is here behind the camera, so just know that the pressure is on. She's here just looking at me. She's dressed up. She's dressed up like what was like Legally Blonde. Ew. But she's Puerto Rican. She's dressed up like Legally Brunette.
Respond. We got a mic here.
You want to say anything?
I have nothing to say to you.
Okay, yeah, but she is here, and it's just what it is. We've invited her into the History Hyenas studio, and now you better just read these fucking names. Because that was a good episode. As always, at the end of every episode, we go to patreon.com/historyhyenas, and we read out the newest members of the matriarchy. Funniest name wins. That's all you got to know. Okay, welcome to the matriarchy. Cameron McLean, Valon. Then we got Pilon Dalsis, 1988. Then we got Playing Can Jam with the Frisbee from Yannis's head.
Good one.
Zachary Lee. Then we got Played with a Dirty Frisbee. Bow my fingers smell like Epstein's neck. Oh, Play with a Dirty Frisbee. Now my fingers smell like Epstein's neck. He had a typo. So
Okay.
Unfortunately, you typed, you can't
You
you were
put
a
that.
victim of a bad type.
Yeah, it was your fault.
Your fault, not
Yeah.
mine. Then we got would put my real name, but I'm a history teacher and base my lessons off this. So the kids just
That's a Drexler. That's a good one.
Then we got Not So Planned Parenthood. Okay.
That's a chicken finger. That's
Mitch.
very good.
Then we got Christian Ramirez Lomel, Nick Vestucci, James
Nick
Japp.
Vestucci?
Yeah, you got the Sauce Monkey Award. Black Hawk Down My Throat.
Put him on the
Ways
list.
on
Okay.
Shein.
Jazz even laughed at that one. Okay. Alex Schwerzerk. Drake Roberts. Then we got Call Me Khan because Genghis shot glue in my great-great-great-grandmother.
It's a true story.
True story.
That's a Drexler.
Most of us have Genghis Khan DNA. It's just what it is.
Although no, that would be Central Asian DNA, and I got none of that. And it's a great day when I learned that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike, Brandon Scarborough. Then we got Playing Fetch with Frisbees by throwing $3 bills in the oven. It's what it is. Okay, walked in one.
But I mean, so creative. Yeah. So creative.
Yep. So
Yeah.
it's not. Okay. So
Can't do it. We can't do it. It's not right. That was not right, but shout out for the creativity.
Samantha Franker, Hannah, Kung Fu Lu, Noe Acuna Fielder, Orion J. Then we got Nimi in Minneapolis. Oh, shit. I think that's a Chauvin joke. Nimi in Minneapolis.
Big time.
Big time. And I walked into one, then I caught myself walking into
Well, you
one.
know what just
Not
happened
okay, we
right
don't
there?
support that.
Yeah, that was just a goal that got through. You're not a good goalie.
I'm not a good goalie,
You're
even
not
though
a
I
good
do
goalie.
have a good goalie head.
Yeah, you don't, but they just get them by you.
David Stanton, Dan Edsel. Then we got Yanni popping my beehole. Ron Gambrino, David Zarowski, Dustin Maynard. Then we got fuck 94 dudes in Minneapolis. Call me Jerry Craig. I don't get it. Jeffrey,
Jenny Craig, maybe?
Jerry Craig. Okay.
I don't know.
Best in Show winner, my big gay dick. And we got a
Drexler, just for the funny fact.
Andrew Callio, Peter Hill. Luke got his glue gun goo on mom, Freudian bomb. Okay. It's just a therapy.
Okay.
Loki Jecky, Bill Buzzencall, Prophet, Mark DeSalvo, Bradley Glossier, Kenny Curvecock, Johnny Guershow, Spell Easy 41, Gold Gluer, Queef Hernandez.
Queef Hernandez on its own would have been nice.
And Gold Glover, instead he put Gold Gluer.
Yeah.
Queef Hernandez, that's not bad. None of these are blowing us away, though.
No, but that was really good. I would have liked it just Queef Hernandez.
Then it would have gotten himself
Look,
on the list.
Yeah, if you're a New York kid, you know that was a pun on Keith Hernandez.
Legendary Met.
First baseman, cokehead. Good first baseman. I'm going to Drexler that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's good, though.
Drexler. Then we got William Cullen. Then we got Cholesterol. Chrissy stole my child's bacon, egg, and cheese. Okay.
Okay.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
Alejandro. Then we got half Sauce Monkey, half Eastern European. My parents' divorce was the Great Western Schism. Okay.
Good history pun.
Good, right?
Yeah.
Jolly B, Alex Luce, Emerson, Hitler's pottery professor.
Wei Song Xian.
Shit. Jazz is laughing at that. Jazz,
It's
great.
creative. I mean, listen, the walked in ones are some of our most creative ones. We just can't do them.
Can't acknowledge it.
No, because we acknowledge civil rights. Yeah.
Brian Mullerhead, Evan Hall, Logan, Cortland Phys Ed, Mom Donnie squirts his glue gun on my bed. Okay. Endo Gentry, Yak and Yill cleaned off my grill, cheap labor from across the border.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's a good one.
Then we got, if I make the list, I'll be a credit at Helium. It'll be a credit at I guess he's a comic.
Oh,
if
he's
I
a
make the
comic.
list, it'll be a credit at Helium.
Yeah.
I guess he's a kid from Philly.
Yeah, he's
all right.
all right.
Pablo Zuniga. Then we got
Wait, say that again?
Pablo Zuniga. I don't think it's any. I think that's his last name.
Okay.
Zuniga.
Or
Or
his
I could have
na-
walked into one.
Or his name is just a walked in.
Yeah, it's just what he might have just been born that way.
It's close.
Then we got his Malaka-ness, and then he just wrote a whole bunch of stuff in Greek letters.
Got it.
Jesse, Tristan Thackler, Oven Odero, Napoleon Bonaparte, a.k.a. Sergeant Squeak Sniffer, Steven Silwicki, Matthew Yeager, Fred Lockamy, Eob Enu, Spencer Elman, Jack Himhoff, Scoots Magoots, Sam Warren, Tevin Clay, Dubia wants the war because to score more oil paints. I don't know. Walker Brady, Goof Juice, Carson, Bridget Ryan, Joseph LoRusso, a piece of ravioli, please. Okay. Anthony Michael Dorr. Giannis is 2 centimeters away from becoming Cyclops. We know that he actually is fully.
That's just more of a fact.
Yeah. Reggie Akins, Giannis's stash of stockings.
Put him on the list.
Yeah, so he's that stash that you had when you were a kid.
Yeah.
Then we got homies call me tongue dart because I tend to crack the back door.
Ooh, that's borderline.
Okay.
That's Drexler. Almost any other day, we just got some goodies.
Jamie Pitts, $3 Habilis, Landon Pellets, Eric Adams' middle name, King Arthur Chain. Wait. King Arthur's Ale Sir Rancerot.
Wei Song Xian. Lot of 14.
I mean, can't do it, but
Can't do it,
yeah,
but it is
it's
fun,
funny.
and it got to laugh on camera and off camera. Then we got greetings from Father Bill's basement.
Right.
Okay, Matthew Fikowski, William Schwetman, Bryant Young, Rich Hoffman, Brennan Kelly, Salt and V. Leroy chips. Okay, I don't get it.
Oh, yeah, they got you good. Yeah, they got you good.
Salt and Leroy chips. Oh,
Salt
vinegar.
and vinegar. They got you good. I mean, they're getting so
14.
creative.
So now what? But we can't do it.
Of course we can't do it. But,
Okay.
I mean, you got to applaud the creativity.
Okay. Wilson, Iwatts, Cameron Fick, Hunter Howard, Jacob Martin, Kimchi Monkey with the tripod. It's what it is.
The
Austin,
Korean kid.
Yeah. Preteen Bean licked clean by Epstein.
Put him on the list.
Wei Song Xian.
Chad, stop laughing at that. Then we got all balls, no dick.
Put him on the list.
Okay, there we go. We got that. Now it's heating up. Jude Viator, Reaper of Mars, Camden English, Bailey W., Jacob Ellerbeck, Sarah Burke, Jordan Littlefield, Dennis Cirrus, Keith Cooney, Bobby Kelly's gastric sleeve, Dmitry Gurbanov, Little Pecker, Big Balls. Okay.
Well, you see,
Trash.
there
Yeah.
it is. Better one right before you.
Yeah. Alex Marias, J with the G. It's what it is, cuz just don't call me gay. Jessica, Chrissy D, Yanni P, Father B made me P glue. Kevin Tripp, $10 homie here. Is it garbage to accidentally subscribe to the wrong podcast?
No, he's we're happy to have you.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, that's a Are You Garbage fan.
Greenport 69, Melissa Bird, Thomas Weissert, and then last but not least, everyone keeps asking when my baby is due. Not on my watch, pal. I don't get it.
When my baby is due.
When my baby is Jew, they said.
Yeah.
Not on my watch. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you call a went for it.
Went for it, didn't hit. Here we go. Here's the list, okay?
Okay.
Now, Jazz, do you want to get involved in picking the name?
Yeah.
Because you're here as a guest? No. Okay, I'm just going to look over and see if you laugh or not. Okay. Black Hawk down my throat.
That's got to stay around.
Laugh.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
sticking around.
Okay, so we'll circle that. Yak and Yill cleaned off my grill. Cheap labor from across the border. Yeah.
It's got to stick around.
She's laughing,
Yeah,
and she's laughing despite those being two of her cousins' names. Then we got Yannis' stash of stockings. She likes that.
It's another good one.
Yep.
Got to
So-
keep
so
it.
we keep
this.
these all
I'm telling you, it was a light list, but a tough one.
Preteen Bean licked clean by Epstein.
We're gonna Drexler that.
Extra because we've had a lot of Epstein,
Yeah.
but it is good.
It's a good rhyme scheme.
And then all balls, no dick.
That's a great one.
It's a
Jesse
great one.
likes that one.
You
but
like that one to stay?
Yeah, I'm in a silly mood. That's a goodie.
that's
All
a good
right.
silly one.
So
we got
here-
4. We got. This is basically like the semifinals.
Right.
2. We got 4.
So here's the 4. Let me read them out. All balls, no dick. Yannis' stash of stockings. Yak and Yill cleaned off my grill. Cheap labor from across the border. Or Black Hawk down my throat.
Okay. All right. Let's go one at a time here. Okay. Let's start with the end of the list because I think those are the weaker ones. And again, this is any other day. It's just unfortunate you were on the list.
Okay,
with some of these
so the
goodies.
last 2 are all balls, no dick, and Yannis' stash of stockings.
Those are both good. This is going to be tough. We may have to go to a vote on all 4 of these.
Okay,
And what are
then
the other ones?
Yak and Yill cleaned off my grill. Cheap labor from across the border. Or Black Hawk down my throat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What do we do here with 4 winners? What do we do? Which one
What
is
you got? Jasmine, who's our guest,
Yak and
also
Yill.
represents the Latino community, is saying Yak and Yill.
Okay, so we keep that one.
Yeah.
We
So
got to
Yak
get
and
rid
Yill
of 2. We got to get rid of 2.
So I would personally, even though they're very, very funny, I would personally get rid of all balls, no dick, only because we've had it before in some type of way. We had it kind of in a similar way on the list. And Yannis' stash of stockings, we've also had stocking ones before. I just feel Black Hawk down my throat and Yak and Yill are unique. But
What do you
Jesse,
think?
There's
I'm
just
just
one
gonna go
person's
ahead and
opinion.
tell you what my choice is.
Yeah, what's
Winner.
your choice?
Black Hawk down my throat.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
We're going to Drexler the stockings.
Okay, so we're
Any other day.
and Drexler all balls, no dick.
We got to
your choice.
Drexler those 2.
Okay, so those are out. So
Now
it is
we got
between
our-
Black
we got our
Hawk
runoff. Yeah.
because now we have one person is picking Black Hawk down my throat, and then one person is picking Yak and Yill cleaned off my grilled cheap labor from across the border.
Yeah.
It comes down to you, Yanni. Because
You know what? This is a tough one, and I hate to see Black Hawk down my throat.
go away,
Go
Yeah.
away. Because we've had so many gay ones.
Right.
This is what it comes down to is you start going like the uniqueness of it.
Well, could be a girl too, though.
Right.
That's the other thing. It doesn't have to be gay.
Well,
that
what's
could be
your
a girl. Only because I support the Latino community.
Yeah.
I have to go with Yak and Yill cleaned off my grilled cheap labor from across the border.
Look, with either one of those, you can't go wrong. This is one of those like Federer Nadal situations.
Yeah.
You know, it's like depends on the surface who's better.
Right.
Right. So I'm going to just, to honor our guest,
Yeah.
I'm going to go with her choice.
Okay, so then therefore, there you have it. Congratulations. Yak and Yill cleaned off my grilled cheap labor from across the border.
You can't lose.
Go to historyhyenasback.com or historyhyenaspod.com to see your name up in lights. You are the PPW, the pseudo penis of the week. Congratulations, you won. Now catch a really great episode where we're continuing on at patreon.com/historyhyenas. It's a wild one.